Sadiq Khan, the man occupying one of the most powerful positions in the country as mayor of London, has made what might be one of the most absurd and dangerous claims in recent political memory, that there are no rape gangs in London. Let that sink in. In a city teeming with nearly 9 million people, with rising crime rates, growing mistrust in law enforcement, and a silent epidemic of underreported sexual violence, the mayor has essentially gaslighted the entire population by declaring that one of the most brutal, organized forms of abuse doesn't even exist. No rape gangs, really. Does he expect the public to swallow that without question? Is this supposed to be reassuring, or is it just a desperate deflection from a reality that's become too inconvenient for his carefully managed image? Because from where I'm standing, and from where thousands of survivors, families, and frontline workers stand, it sounds like a bold-faced lie, an act of political theater so grotesque that it insults the intelligence of every Londoner who's paid attention to the headlines over the last decade. You see, grooming gangs, or rape gangs, as they're more accurately called, have been exposed in towns across Britain: Rotherham, Rochdale, Oxford, Huddersfield, Telford, and more. The pattern is horrific and consistent. Vulnerable girls, often white and working class, were groomed, raped, trafficked, and then ignored by authorities too, scared to confront the issue because of so-called cultural sensitivities or fear of being labeled racist. Thousands of young girls were brutalized while councils, police forces, and politicians looked the other way. And now, after all that, the mayor of the capital city dares to claim that this kind of organized abuse isn't happening in London. Are we seriously supposed to believe that somehow, miraculously, the country's largest and most complex city has been untouched by the very same problem that devastated smaller towns and cities? Either Sadiq Khan is woefully ignorant or he's deliberately trying to cover something up, and neither of those options is acceptable. Let's look at the numbers. Because while politicians like Khan speak in slogans, the data tells a far darker story. Reports of rape and sexual violence have been steadily rising in London. The Metropolitan Police recorded over 8,000 rapes in a single year. That's more than 21 a day. And that's only what's reported. Survivors, victim advocates, and even former officers have warned that many of these assaults have the same signs of group exploitation and grooming tactics. Yet the term rape gang is now considered too toxic to even mention by name. Why? Because it's politically inconvenient. Discussing it openly forces elected officials to address difficult truths about community dynamics, broken policing, and failed immigration policies. But brushing it under the rug doesn't protect victims, it empowers abusers. The real scandal isn't just the abuse itself, horrifying as it is. It's the institutional silence that surrounds it. Khan's denial isn't just wrong, it's dangerous. It sends a message that the victims don't matter, that their pain doesn't count unless it fits the narrative. It tells potential whistleblowers not to bother. It reassures predators that the city's leadership will happily look the other way. And above all, it signals to the public that optics matter more than justice. What kind of leadership is that? A real leader faces hard truths. A real leader protects the vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. Instead, Khan gives a spin, smirking TV soundbites and the most cynical kind of gaslighting. And here's the twisted irony. By refusing to acknowledge the issue, Khan is doing exactly what past councils and police forces were accused of: silencing victims for the sake of political correctness. We're not talking about isolated incidents. We're talking about a pattern of abuse, often organized, often ignored, and now, apparently, officially denied by the mayor's office. But let's ask the uncomfortable question: why would Khan lie about this? What does he gain by making such a sweeping, provably false statement? Is it just about preserving the image of London as a diverse, inclusive, tolerant metropolis? Because that ideal means nothing if it comes at the cost of truth and justice. You can't build a safer city by pretending the predators don't exist. You don't make London stronger by silencing its most vulnerable. You make it weaker, more corrupt, and less humane. And the people of London, especially its women and girls, deserve so much better than a mayor who denies reality just to score political points. This is more than just about Khan. This is about an entire political class that has failed to confront a crisis of sexual exploitation in our country. It's about media outlets that tiptoe around facts for fear of controversy. It's about police departments crippled by bureaucracy and terrified of being called racist, even if that fear costs lives. The issue of rape gangs is not a talking point. It's not a culture war prop. It's a horrific stain on modern Britain, and any leader who dares deny it, let alone one in charge of the largest city in the country, deserves nothing but public outrage and accountability. Sadiq Khan can pretend all he wants. He can craft clever sound bites and dismiss uncomfortable truths, but the facts are out there. The victims are out there, and they're not going to be silenced anymore. The mayor of lies can hide behind his office, but the truth always catches up. And for those who continue to enable this silence, your complicity will be remembered. Londoners have a choice: to keep letting smooth-talking politicians feed them comforting lies, or to demand leaders who protect the people, not just their legacies.